Brian, can you start the video? You're muted. Brian, you're muted.
I did.
Oh, okay.
You want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear you because you were
I
muted.
know. I was like, I
Okay.
did. I was like,
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Village of Airmont Board of Trustees meeting via Zoom, May 3rd, 2021. Would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
can all board members please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
United States of
America
America,
and to the republic
Republic
for which
which
it
is
stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Tammy, would you please do a roll call?
Your Honor, Your Honor,
Yes.
I would
yes.
just like to take a moment of silence for what happened over in Israel.
Sure, that would be fine.
People,
We'll take a minute for a moment of silence.
one of them being an Airmont resident, one of them being a congregant.
My condolences and the village's condolences to the families. Tammy, could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Weiss,
Aye.
Trustee Moses,
aye.
Trustee Pizante,
Present.
Deputy Mayor Downey,
Present.
and Mayor Bubel.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Dennis Lynch to address the board regarding 267 Cherry Lane.
Thank you very much, Mayor, members of the board, council. I'll be very brief. You have a long schedule tonight. I want to thank you for having me early in the meeting. I'm really picking up the conversation I had with the village board many months ago, whether it was a year ago or 2 years ago, I don't recall exactly, but many months ago, I was present before this board. I had an individual make a presentation regarding a project called the Fountain at Cherry Lane. It's a project for active adult recreational residences. It's a unique project, one of the first, I think, in the nation that would have built into every single unit that would be for sale for active adults, recreational and also physical therapy equipment to keep people active in the adult age. I think most of the experts say that keeping active, keeping moving, keeps people alive and keeps people productive. That conversation over a year ago came to somewhat of a pause on the issue which has been before this board many, many times on a restrictive covenant. I don't want to claim to be the only person that observed this, but I'll take full credit if nobody else does. The restrictive covenant is very, very unusual because most restrictive covenants refer to binding heirs, successors and assigned, and other particular situations where you have it binding everybody. Now, whether the people that did this restrictive covenant pulled the wool over somebody's eyes or not, but a reading of the restrictive covenant is unequivocal. And I set this forth in my April 14th letter to your village attorney. The restrictive covenant does not bind successors in interest. My client is a successor in interest, not an heir, not an assigned, not the named owner at that time. So my client is not bound by the restrictive covenant. Now, before the board many, many months ago, I made this particular position and I basically didn't receive any other direction except if I believed my case was appropriate to file litigation. And I did tell you I looked at this case very carefully and I will disclose on the record, I'm taking this case on a contingency. So you must believe I believe in the case and the success of it. I've already commenced a lawsuit many, many months ago. I've held off on requiring an answer for hopes that we could resolve it. And if we can, then there's no problem whatsoever. We can enter into a stipulation that the court could review. If we can't resolve it, the village will put an answer in. I will move for summary judgment. And I'm very confident that the court will read this as any other person would. So I'm here tonight to let you know we remain open and willing to discuss it. We would love to resolve it, but at this point in time, we are going to move forward with our litigation. I did give your village attorney a 20-day notice, but I'm happy to extend that 20 more days. We're not looking for more money to be spent on lawyers because nobody likes lawyers. We all know that. I'll agree to that, except of course lawyers. But I think this is a case that if you look at it fairly, you'll see that my position is correct. I'd ask you to consider it. Your night is long. I will stop talking now, except if you have any questions, I'm very happy to try to address them.
Do any of the trustees have a question for Mr. Lynch? If not, we appreciate you coming on tonight and speaking about the land and your concerns.
Mayor, thank you so much for your time, members of the board. I look forward to hearing from your village attorney. Hopefully it's a positive one. If not, we'll proceed forward. And again, have a good meeting tonight and thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
Dennis. Appreciate it.
Dennis, you have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay, at this point, we'll move on to public comments, which is limited to 3 minutes per speaker tonight. So Brian, if you-
Now, I will be doing the 3 minutes. This may seem abrupt, but 3 minutes is 3 minutes. So we will do that, no more. Time is time, so we'll get it going. Give me 1 second and we'll get a timer. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Hi, Brian, it's Maureen Benedict. Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually, hold on. How did you even get unmuted?
I just unmuted.
Okay, well, let's change that. Hold on.
I didn't know, I don't see anything with a hand or anything, so.
Yeah, there is down at the bottom, there is a hand. Hold on 1 second. I got a couple people.
Raised hand, okay, I had to get more.
Hold on. Where is Maureen? Oh, there it is. I have to mute that. Okay, here we go. All right, so I did see Eve Zukergood. So let's do that. That's on mute. Countdown.
Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted. Give me 1 second and we'll start the clock.
Yeah, Bri, I have the same thing with the video.
Yeah, I know. I had asked everybody to be on video. Where are you? Well, now I'm gonna have to restart Mrs. Zukergood's time, to be fair. Eve, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Doop. Okay.
Thank you. I'd like to understand why my video is also muted. Why am I on mute on video?
You mean
Well,
audio?
of course, we don't have. Okay, okay.
What are you holding up? An award you won?
no, it seems to be a clock, but it's
Oh,
it's reflecting. Brian, you're better off just saying when the 3 minutes are up.
You know what? I will. Hold
Okay.
on.
All right, but let Eve talk. Let Eve talk and start from the
I'm
beginning.
trying, but I'm winning awards.
Okay.
Eve, are you okay now?
Well, she's muted.
She shouldn't be. Ask to start video, ask to unmute. Those are the only two things that I could do on my part.
All right. If you can't get Eve, let's try to come back to Eve and hopefully she'll be able to unmute.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's try, now, oh, look, she went over there. Okay, let's try
All
that
right,
again.
and she's waving.
And she's waving, right. You have to unmute.
Eve, could you try to unmute?
Yes.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right, there you go. You have 3 minutes.
You have 3 minutes
Okay,
starting
good.
now.
Okay, well, I thank you for the ability to comment and be a participant. Oops, I lost everybody in this meeting. I guess I have some concerns. And I know I talked to the mayor about this. I was the chairperson of the Architectural Review Committee. I know that I was replaced. I would like to ask to be considered to be on the committee. I don't need to be the chair, but I'd like to participate and continue my work. That's it.
Okay. All right, we appreciate your comment this evening.
Will that be taken up? Is that something that can be discussed?
Well, right now, there's no opening, so at the time, it's something that could possibly be discussed down the road, if there's opening.
What is the limit of the number of people on the committee?
Mr. Mayor, this is public comment. This is really not supposed to be a question and answer period unless you want it to be.
Oh,
1 minute
Okay.
45.
I'd also like to know what the heck is going on in Airmont, because you guys are way out of control. That's all I
There you
want to
go.
say. Yeah, that's all I want to say. You can mute me now.
I don't have to mute you. You still have a minute.
You
and
guys are, you
25
guys,
seconds.
you are all way out of control. And the people that have lived here for years and years are being screwed. And there's a lot of dirty stuff going on. And
Really?
it's going to be exposed. I'm done.
Please.
I'm done.
Well, you have a minute left.
All right,
You
Brian.
like
she-
that
she-
minute?
Brian.
You
she-
think it's funny? He
Brian-
thinks it's
I
funny?
asked you if you would like that minute. You have a minute.
Yeah,
with
no, no.
49, 8
I
seconds.
thank you. I thank you for the minute. But the other fellow on the board is laughing. He thinks it's funny. You know what? It's not funny. It's not funny. And honesty,
35
ethics.
seconds.
honesty, ethics, and good morality is very important. And I am concerned.
3 minutes.
She's muted.
And she's videoed. Okay. Next, now Florio we know is the same. We'll go to Patti. Let's see, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I don't want to butcher it here.
Patti
Hi,
Q.
my name is Patti Quivelli.
How you doing, Patty?
Good. I live,
Do you have your video?
I'm not in a place where I could put a video on.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure you weren't having problems. Okay, I'm starting your time now.
Thank you. I live
No
at Smith Court, which is off Smith Hill Road. And quite a few neighbors on my street have sent letters about a do not turn sign on my cul-de-sac for buses and things like that. And I haven't heard anything back, what's happening with that. And it's a very small cul-de-sac. People's property have gotten ruined with the buses doing U-turns. And I really don't think buses are supposed to be coming up this road, but I just wanted to bring that up a bit again, that I haven't seen a sign installed or anything. So that's what my concern is today.
What's the street name?
It's
Smith.
Smith Court, off Smith Hill Road.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay, if Patty's done, then you could move on to the next person.
Yep, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice night, Patty. Be well. Just going to heat on that.
I don't see a hand by it, but I did see
I know, I know.
Mr. Finley waving.
Yeah. Mr. Finley? Mr. Finley?
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna start the 3 minutes.
start that clock, Brian. Get it going quick.
I'm gonna get it going for
Okay.
you, buddy.
All right. Okay, I don't have a comment. I have a question for Mr. Scott Ugel. So Scott, I remember when you first joined here a few months ago. I'm not sure, maybe it's been more than that. You and I spoke about our collaborations going back many, many years ago, trying to make sure Hillside Avenue maintains the nice quality and specter of a country road that it's been for many years. And I would like to schedule a meeting and a tour with you sometime over the next 2 weeks. So we could go take a look at Hillside Avenue and look collectively, identify the multitude of infractions and source code violations and put a plan together. And I will do whatever I can do at no charge to assist in that process. Okay.
All right.
So
Mr.
Scott,
Finley,
can I count on you?
I tell you what, the answer of course is yes, but 2 conditions. The mayor has to join me because I work for the mayor.
Would be my pleasure.
And the other condition is that you have to drive and I get to drink Starbucks. That's the only other condition.
I will even supply whatever it is.
No,
that
you
want
can't
to
do
drink.
that. Government people, we don't take anything from anyone. We just want to help you. So the answer is yes.
1:30, just for,
But
so you know.
just bear with me, seriously. The next couple of weeks might be a little tough. In all honesty, I've got 4 primaries June 22. So I'm kind of focused between my service to the village. I'm focused trying to keep my job in Clarkstown. So I promise you, right after my primary, yes, you got it.
And how will I coordinate that and schedule that with you, Scott?
I probably at the next board meeting that's after the
1 minute.
We'll work out something, no problem.
Okay. Since I still have 60 seconds here, I appreciate the update, Brian.
No problem.
When does the new attorney, I believe her name is Miss Devora, when does she start? And I just wanted to just ask the rest of the team here, does she have the credentials to enforce source code in the background and so forth? Is she the right woman for the job here?
Yes, I can speak to that because I recommended her.
Okay.
Because
25 seconds.
I know her for years, and I know that she's done this type of work, and I think very highly of her. And I think that once she actually gets on board, it's not her fault. It's not our fault. The county personnel department literally has to create the position, red tape, but we do.
5.
And that, yes, it'll be done soon. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Scott.
Sorry, Dan.
Look forward to it.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
I love Starbucks.
All right.
Have
Thanks, bro.
a good
Thanks
night.
for the excellent time management there, Brian.
I try. Okay, we have a phone number. Hey, let's do this. Danielle Mann. Come on. Danielle Mann.
Hi there.
There you are. Hold
Hi.
on.
You ready, Brian, with your timer?
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay, sure.
Good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Danielle Mann, 18 Ackerman Avenue.
3 minutes.
Has anybody followed up on the animal control officer?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the status, please, Mr. Downey?
The status is I've seen her in this village multiple times.
Yes, but she is not the animal control officer. All right.
Right, the way the village has done it, since you're asking the question, if you'd like, I don't want to take up your time.
No, go right
But
ahead.
it was actually answered a while back that it's basically an on-call. If we need her, we call, but otherwise, and we pay for the service. And it works out that way.
You know, Mr. Bubel, I'm not going to argue with you, but that's not what she told me when I spoke to her. So I'm a little confused.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, because the trustee at the time, trustee Warbrick, was very nice to follow up and write a response, and I don't have it in front of me. But I
Okay,
believe that was the gist of his response to the board
okay, fine.
at your request.
Okay, all right. Last week I sent an email to everyone on the Board of Trustees. Mr. Downey and Ms. Passant were the only ones who responded. Why is that? The
Yeah, this
attorneys
is-
were both emailed as well, and neither of them responded to me. So I'd like to know why. Mr. Weiss, are you too busy, or Mr. Moses? If any one of you
So-
emailed me, I would have the courtesy to respond. Everyone, we're all taxpayers here. So you work for us.
Well, I do have a question. Can I ask a question? If one of the members of the board responds to you on behalf of the board, doesn't that satisfy your?
No, sir, it didn't. Because you must not have read if you had read the email, you would remember.
I
was
did
asking-
respond. So, sorry, I did respond, but I wasn't responding for the board.
I asked for the last week's meeting to be postponed
45 seconds.
because a 16-year-old former resident of the village was killed in a drunk driving accident, which she was a passenger, and no one answered me. I hope none of you ever experience anything as tragic as that in your lives.
Actually, I did answer you. So
You did. I said you answered me, Mr. Downey.
No, when you said none, I just wanted to make sure.
No, I said none of you. Thank you. That's all for tonight. You all should be ashamed of yourself.
Except for me. Thank you. And McDahlia. Have a good night. All right, who we got next? We got this person, this person. Let's see if we could get them. iPhone 914-391.
Brian, it's Maureen Benedict.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, how you been?
Good. Good.
I'm starting to 3 minutes now. Go ahead.
Hey, I was going to say that. Don't take up my 3 minutes. Okay.
Ah,
Basically, I had sent an email on Friday to the mayor, and I copied the clerk. And she was kind enough, Donna was good enough to answer part of this, but I'd like the questions to see if you can give me an answer before the 24th. We know that the scheduled the meeting on the 24th to discuss the repeal of local laws. Some of your residents would appreciate the following information prior to the meeting. This question, define the laws you want to repeal, and they were in the last month, I guess 2 weeks ago or last week's. Specifically, what sections, and it may be helpful if the village can send out a mailing, because a lot of people are not getting the invites to these meetings. So maybe you need to send out mailing setting forth the specific sections of the code. And then why are these codes, I guess these are the questions that I really like answers. Why are these laws being eliminated, and what's the impact to the village? In this regard, can the village provide the proposed new laws prior to the meeting? In lieu of repeal, may we suggest that the board consider establishing committees to review the laws and provide helpful feedback to the board, enable you
1 minute, 30 seconds.
to make intelligent decisions which positively impact the village. When Dennis Kay was mayor, he had committees. I was on an open space, and we discussed and we presented to the board. And that's really the way that democracy works. What type of public hearing are you considering? Are you going to consider each law separately or lump them together? Also, how will the board handle the individuals who wish to speak? We hope the Airmont board is not mirroring Ramapo board, making decisions without considering the benefits or the impact to all residents. Very concerned about the continued degrading of our environment. We look to the village board to protect and preserve our community. That's why people move here, because of our community. It's beautiful. You look at Ramapo and look at us, and who's got the nice and the I guess the more beautiful area. And we keep it the way it is. We can do some tweaks to some of those laws, but no need to just
30 seconds.
And I guess I'm going to just quote really quick something from the newspaper that said, "It's an amazing feeling to wake up to a new government that will be fair to every resident in the village. It's the union in Airmont that won." Okay, that's it. I appreciate answers those to these questions before the meeting, and not on the 23rd if possible. Thanks a lot. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Maureen.
Raise up.
By the way, I just want to respond that the previous administration, when they made all these laws, nothing was done by committees either.
Not yes.
Hold on.
I concur that none of the laws were made with committees. So I concur. But moving forward, do we keep going round and round to people?
It should,
It's a one-time deal.
it's a one-time 3 minutes. It's not,
Correct. It's not an all-nighter.
right.
Okay. Let me see if there's anybody else with their hand raised. I do not see anybody
I
else.
have one person,
Where's
I
that?
don't think,
That's, you know who that is?
Really?
Yeah, no, that was the one from before.
was that Eve?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So is there anyone else, Brian, requesting to speak?
No. Except for Steve Zukergood. You know
Okay.
what? As far as let's just make sure, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, this is Paul Lorelli. My voice is unmuted now, but my video is still muted on your side.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks for allowing me to join. Paul Lorelli. I live on Annette Lane.
3 minutes now.
Okay. Hey guys, I wanted to ask, Mr. Lynch came on tonight and was talking about the proposal that he's coming through with here, and has, you know, from the last meeting when he presented at, has he come back to the town here with any kind of surveys and the effect it would have on the local community? That was something he said he was going to do. I didn't hear in his comments that he was going to do this. We didn't know who the owners of the property were going to be or who he represented. It was something that he said he was going to further communicate. And I know we've had the pandemic since his last time here, but I didn't hear any of that in his conversation. So I'd like to know more about what's going on with that. It does impact me, and it affects a lot of people within the community, especially the impact of that type of environment and that kind of structure that's going to be put up there. I've been here for almost 30 years in this community, and you know, I like the community, as Maureen said. It'd be nice to understand how it's going to impact everybody here and what the position is of the town of Airmont. And I'd also like to add on to what Maureen mentioned here. I didn't know about this meeting. I try to stay up on stuff. It'd be nice if everybody would communicate a little bit more on these Zoom meetings. I know it's hard with the pandemic, but if we can get some kind of communication out to everybody that they can get on a Zoom call and listen in. This is great. It'd be really appreciated. So that was my comments.
I think if you sign up to the village's website for a newsletter, you get an email about the meeting. Correct,
Okay.
Abby?
Okay.
And as far, this is as Mr. Lynch stated, this was a follow-up that he had met with the previous board, and he wanted to, he asked him to meet with the current board so that everybody was up to date with that. He wants to move forward with his project. He's delayed it right now. As far as the studies, you would be best to contact him. Whether he ever did, I do not know the answer to that. But he is looking to, for the covenant to go away and for him to be able to build his community, as he stated.
But is in the village, don't you represent us and would want to know what impact it has on us here?
Well, again, if it was allowed to go forward, it would have to go. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying that anybody's allowing it to, and I'm not saying that the village has given up the right to the covenant, that right now he was told to go to court to, for the answer. So if he gets past the covenant, then he would have to go to any building or zoning process as any other applicant.
Okay.
He doesn't have any right, but the first question for him is the covenant.
That would be 3 minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry
So sorry.
for taking, but I just wanted to answer.
Okay.
The question is the covenant, and then it would have to go to any proper board.
You could listen. I just have to, I'd have to mute you. That's all.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
And I hope that answers your question.
It does.
Thank you.
Brian, is there anyone else?
I do not see another hand. Even though I see a name, I don't see a hand. So I think we're all right.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to make the motion for us to go into executive session to discuss personnel and litigation issues. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Okay, now everyone, I will be putting everyone into a waiting room. We will be coming back out to vote. So please, if you would like to hang around, hang around. I'm stopping the recording now. 7:44. Pausing. Everyone give me a chance. I'm gonna get everybody lined up and in the row.
Didn't hear. Did we take a vote on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still recording.
Should be on. Recording started.
Okay. Tammy, we exited executive session. I made the motion. McDowell seconded it. It was 5-0 to exit. There was no votes during executive session. We're now in regular session. And moving on to the resolution authorizing the mayor to sign the contract with Fusco Engineering. I'll make the resolution authorizing Mayor Bubel to sign a contract with Fusco Engineering and Land Surveying PC. Do I have a second?
Second. I'm sorry. That was Isaac, I think.
Yes. Okay. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 No.
Who was no?
That was McDowell is no. Everybody else was yes.
Right.
Okay. Tammy, you
Got it.
got that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yehuda, hold on.
Finish, good.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the resolution authorizing a refund to the owners of 50 Dawn Lane in the amount of $313. 338 was the original fee minus administrative fee of $25 for the permit that was rescinded. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Brian. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Next, we have the resolution approving the treasury abstracts for May 3rd, 2021 in the amount of $176,857.55. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was Shimon.
Yes.
All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That was yes, McDahlia?
Yes.
Okay, 5-0. Thank you. Next, we have the resolution approving the minutes from the Board of Trustees workshop dated April 26, 2021, as submitted for review by the Deputy Village Clerk. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Medallia.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 5-0.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
Next, we had received a request to put a stop sign at the intersection of North Lorna Lane and Seth Lane. This was put on for discussion that we received a letter. Any comments from any of the board members?
I'm sorry, what were the two streets?
This was Seth Lane and North Lorna Lane.
Can you give me 1 second?
I think
Sure.
I think we should all drive by and check it out ourselves to see how they.
Actually, I got, just not to confuse the two jobs, but I got a similar request from my other position. I just want to see if it's that dangerous. Give me 1 second. If you can, if not, then we'll.
No. Take a second. Just so everybody knows, North Lorna Lane ends in a cul-de-sac. Seth Lane also could be considered a cul-de-sac in that it butts up to Hampton and is not a through street. So neither one is a through street. So there's limited traffic at the intersection that's being requested.
I'm gonna try to drive by this week.
Okay.
So you wanted, it's Seth Lane and what?
Seth Lane and North Lorna Lane.
Okay, yeah, there is. Yeah, Seth Lane is just, about 200 foot.
Right, I did not count. I believe there's 4 houses. I don't know whether they're listed on Lorna or Seth, but
There's 3 houses. 3 houses on Seth, maybe 4, could be tucked away into the trees.
right, that's,
But something about, it's about 200 foot road, and then North Lorna goes across.
And I would like to request them, they should put in a reason why they want to stop sign.
Excuse me,
well, they did. If you read the letter that was
People have been
submitted.
coming out.
No, I didn't get it yet. I just
Right.
sent that over here, I didn't see it.
Right, that was sent out in the paperwork for this evening's meeting by Tammy, so we appreciate that, Tammy.
I have it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna drive by.
excuse me, Brian, there, apparently people are still trying to get in the meeting. I don't know if you see them.
No. Nope. Waiting in room, meeting, none. And I could take a picture. I shall take a picture.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drive by and do a look at this.
All
Yeah.
right.
And maybe everybody else should also.
So we'll table this to the next meeting then, just for further discussion.
Yes.
That'll give everybody an opportunity.
Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Doesn't work. I'll print it out.
Yeah, it's good. We believe you. We believe you.
I'll print it out.
Yeah, man.
There'll be others that'll say that it wasn't a legal meeting because it wasn't allowed in and. We'll get there.
All right. Did anybody have any other further discussion, or we're all in agreement about tabling to the next meeting?
Why can't we vote on it tonight?
Well,
Of
there was
course,
a request, by people who would like to
drive by
and see it and understand it. I mean,
Okay. Okay,
Every
thank
person.
you.
You're welcome.
It's got stop signs, you have in every block. So let's.
Right. I don't know whether a stop sign's what needed or children at play sign is what needed. Yeah, when I actually did drive by it and I know the street well. Like I say, it's where they expanded the cul-de-sac at the end. They actually added a number of years back, they extended North Lorna Lane, but it's still not a through street. It's still local traffic. So most of it is homeowners traveling there unless it's people coming to pick up people, guests of people or people being asked to pick up people. So, but it's not, neither Seth nor North Lorna Lane is a through street. And where it is at the upper part of North Lorna Lane, it would probably be best if there's concerns to, I know some people put out the flags, children at play, or if we wanted to, as a village, put up a sign, children at play, if there's that amount of kids there. And maybe we can maybe Tammy, you could reach out to the homeowner, find out how many kids that we're talking, there. Anybody else have any further comment on it?
Just to let everyone know, everyone is in the meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brian.
Not a problem. It's my job. That's my job.
All right. Moving along with the rest of the meeting, does anybody have any old business that they'd like to bring up?
There are things to say. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Mute.
Yeah.
Make sure Julie's iPad is lower hand. Okay, I don't think there's any,
Oh, yeah, it's cool. I'm good. I'm full. I believe you. It's full.
I don't think this, I don't have any old business. Anybody else?
Yep. Made new business.
Okay. All right. So if we have no more old business, moving on to new business, I have one piece of new business. I would like to make the resolution to remove Tom Gulla from the position of special assistant to the deputy mayor. And I want to create a new position for him. So I will make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on that?
No, it's,
This is to remove Tom from the special assistant to the mayor that we approved on April 5th.
I agree.
and what we talked about.
Correct.
I copy that.
Yep.
I agree. Yes.
All right. So I made the motion. Shimon seconded. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that was carried
Aye.
5-0 to remove Tom from the special assistant to the mayor. Now I'd like to make the motion to create the position of constituent services assistant to the village. And I will ask Tammy to have that created through the village. I will make the motion. Do I have a second?
I
Second,
had a
And
question.
he said
Seconded.
he had to get rid of your original to get this one in. Okay, that's all fine.
Right.
So
So-
we all got in as well.
All right. So do I have a second to create the constituent
I have a
services
question.
assistant? Well, hold on till I get a second. Hold on, McDahlia, for a second till I get a second, and then we'll get into the discussion part. So do I have a second?
second,
Okay. So Shimon seconded it. Now, we're in discussion. Yes, McDahlia.
Yes, I would, you create the position. Do we get a list?
Yes, it's the one that's from county personnel.
Okay,
Tammy can get a list of that for you.
okay.
I think the description of that position was in your backup packets.
I thought so too, but if McDahlia didn't get it, she can request it again from you.
I probably got it late, or something like that. I don't know if, was it at the one you just emailed?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have time to get to that yet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right.
3 days.
Any other further discussion? Okay, then we'll go to the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
5-0? Yes?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next, I make the motion to put Tom Gullah in the position of constituent services assistant for the village of Airmont at an annual salary of $12,000 for a 1-year term. That would end on the first, how do we say it? The first Monday of April? Scott, am I doing it correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
May I interrupt a minute?
Well, first I make, hold on,
But
McDahlia.
did you say, did you
I'm
say
making,
Tom
hold
Gullah?
on, McDahlia. First, I'm making the motion. Do I have a second?
I have a second.
Okay. Now we have discussion. Now, McDahlia, you can go ahead.
Okay, did you just say to appoint Tom Gullah?
Yes,
So reappoint him for a year?
yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, any further discussion?
Are we saying once approved, pending?
Yes, as
approval
approved by
the county?
Yes, as approved by county personnel.
Yes.
Okay. All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Aye.
5-0?
5-0.
5-0.
Okay, does anyone else have any new business?
yes. I want to make an motion to appoint Brian Downey, the deputy mayor, to be liaison for the mayor, and part of the job will be doing snow complaints and garbage and complaints and anything, and sewers, O&R, anything will have to be done for the village, to do handiwork for the village for the amount of $12,000 a year. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Isaac says second.
Okay,
Isaac
Dis-
second.
okay, discussion?
Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd just like you to also, the resolution, just those items as well.
Okay.
Or is that later on?
No. I mean, Brian, if you could, I know we discussed the position and what it will entail. Maybe you
Okay.
can, because I don't have a resolution in front of me. If you'd like
I
to.
thought you had the one that originally was created.
Well, I do have the one that, originally created. I know this is what, basically it'll be similar to this. I don't know whether you want me to read the previous one into the record.
So read the previous one and I'll add on the new ones.
Okay. Okay, whereas the Village of Airmont Board of Trustees wishes to establish a clear and definitive lines of communication between the village and the contractors. Whereas the Village Board of Trustees recognizes, acknowledges the increased and important responsibilities inherent in the position of liaison to its independent contractors. Now therefore be the resolved, the Village Board shall reimburse its liaison with independent contractors to wit roadway maintenance, snow removal, garbage and sanitation, building and grounds, the sum of $12,000 per year. Be it further resolved that the position shall expire on the first Monday in April of 2022. Be it further resolved that the liaison shall not assume the duties and responsibilities reserved to the mayor and the Board of Trustees.
And then we'll add on the word of helping, checking all the roads, the sewers, and are everything being done.
Right.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yes, just one further thing. This will be, this salary will be a stipend, where it'll be stipend and paid monthly.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank-
5-0?
Well,
Well,
4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
4-0 with
4-0.
Brian. 4-0, Brian's abstaining. Okay. Okay. Any other new business?
Hold on one second.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
On the dead end.
Brian, you said you want to bring up something about Yehuda?
Can I put it by the door, please?
Brian?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You said you want to bring up, you said you told me you want to bring up something about Yehuda.
Oh,
You see my car blinking?
that's where my thing went.
Right
My,
by the door. Okay.
there was a position for Yehuda Zorger as the liaison to the mayor.
No, confidential assistant. to the mayor.
Confidential assistant to the mayor. There is a salary increase from 3,000 to 12,000. Do I have a second?
So just so we, understand it correctly, Brian. So you're amending the resolution of the appointment of the confidential assistant to the mayor and changing the salary from $3,000 to $12,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I will second that. Any discussion? All in favor?
No.
Okay,
All in favor?
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So four with McDahlia voting no.
Yes.
All right. With that, any other new business?
No.
And
All right,
that's
I-
effective immediately?
That would be effective, yes.
Okay.
And I will make the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.